Respect, 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 respect. Unconditional love, unconditional love, unconditional love. Married upon self, married upon self. Today is story time. We'll let y'all in a little bit more about me. Cause most time I be just, giving some, the way the feelings is for us so we can, react different, but I'm gonna let y'all in a little bit about myself. You know what I mean? When I was born, before I go into the story, I'm gonna tell you about myself. When I was born, I came into a fourth generation family. You know what I'm saying? And and my family's West Indian. Well, my mother's side of the family is West Indian, from St. Kitts. And when I was born into a household of four generations. It wasn't separated. So when my first thoughts was in that, you know what I'm saying, the four generations. I knew my great grandmother. I knew her very well. It wasn't no visits. Her room was down the hall from mine type, you know what I'm saying? And I ate her food, you know what I'm saying? And I got disciplined from her, you know what I mean? And I watched her do things. So if you understand anything, you know that's prominent in itself. But we come from a family and a lot of New Yorkers, you know what I'm saying, have this thing in their family. But when you was young, if you had, it was the physicalities that stood out, you know what I'm saying, from the prominence from before, you know what I'm saying, that gave different abilities. If you had that extra knot on your hand, it was like a 6 finger, you know what I'm saying, when you was little, it was like a little extra knot. Or if you had the thing right there on your ear, you know what I'm saying, you had the sight, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. I had, my knot went away, but I had a knot on my hand, you know what I'm saying. And then I got a birthmark. I got 2 birthmarks, you know what I'm saying. I got a whole red, it's completely red. It's not burgundy, it's red, strawberry red. It's big. And then the one on my back is like a chocolate, you know what I'm saying. And it's dark melanated, but it's like a map, and it shows the Great Pyramid, you know what I'm saying. And it's a map. And my great grandmother used to, my grandmother used to tell me it was a map, you know what I'm saying, back in the day. Now my grandmother used to tell me it was a map. She told me I was in tune. So before my grandmother died, my mother's mother, not my great grandmother, what I know of my grandmother before she died, she was able to to see things, you know what I'm saying, literally 4 or 5 minutes before they happened, you know what I'm saying, around the corner, and she would tell people shit and they wouldn't listen. So they would end up walking into the exact, you know what I'm saying, things she would tell them was going on or whatever, right? So, we was close. We was real close, you know what I'm saying? She was short. She was dark, very melanated, you know what I'm saying? Dark skin, you know what I mean? She had that ebony look, you know what I'm saying? But she ain't play. My grandma was like 5'2". She bust your head, you know what I'm saying, straight like that. And she had respect all over Harlem, you know what I'm saying, as far as I knew, and wherever else she went, you know what I'm saying. Most of my family did. I come from a prominent family, you know what I'm saying. My family's last name originally was the Mitchell. I got a lot of prominence in my family. My uncle Arthur Mitchell, he founded the Dance Theater Harlem as the first black dance theater in Harlem. That's just my lineage, where I come from, you know what I'm saying. It's a lot of people on that side of my family, you know what I'm saying, did their thing, and they come from original backgrounds. And then on my grandfather's side, my mother's father, you know what I'm saying, is original American Indian, not the light skin you be looking at, the dark American Indians, the real Cherokee, you know what I'm saying. There was another name I can't remember, but it was the real ones, the Pocahontas looking ones, you know what I'm saying. Those my grandfather's people, you know what I'm saying. And he was a Marine, you know what I'm saying. And for the most part, his ancestors, they weren't, his ancestors wasn't slaves. They owned 1,000 and some acres of land, and they got it taken, you know what I'm saying, like that. It was crazy. It's a whole story behind that, but yeah, that's where I come from. That's who I am, you know what I mean. So just to give you an insight, You know what I'm saying? About the things that, a little bit of the things that I dealt with. Like when we was kids, we didn't even drink soda. Like my nana and them would let us drink soda, but only on the weekend. Like one cup. Like for real, you get like one small miniature styrofoam cup of orange soda on the weekend, and you better not ask for no more. You do, you getting water. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how I grew up. You know what I'm saying? So, and then we didn't know about friends. We knew, you know what I'm saying, our family was our friends. It was so many of us. So we didn't get mixed into that aspect until we got a lot older. You know what I'm saying? Like, so then, you know, the families moved out of the main house. We had one brownstone. You know what I'm saying? It was four generations in there, from my great-grandmother and my great-grandfather to all her children. So there's like my grandmother, my nana, because my nana, she was like my grandmother. We called her nana. My grandmother, my nana, their brothers, my Uncle Junior, my Uncle Herbert, you know what I'm saying, my Uncle Charlie. My Uncle Herbert and my Uncle Junior had moved out, but they was always around. These are my great uncles. And it's crazy, right? There was some other people around, but I was too young, and they died early, but I knew they was around. And but they were great siblings too. And then it was like their children, all of their children. You know what I'm saying? So it was from my Uncle Charlie's children, my nana's kids, my grandmother's children. My grandmother only had my mother, and she's an only child. But she still was raised around all my nana's kids and my Uncle Charlie's kids, you know what I'm saying, like that, and everybody else. So we had all of them that lived in the house. So it was like Brenda, Linda, Lisa, Julie, Brenda, Linda, Lisa, Julie, J. Nat, Debbie, Suman, Joyce, Pee Wee, Michelle, my Uncle David. Those are all of my mother's siblings. And my Uncle Michael. And then they had kids. Like my cousin Leroy, my cousin Sumani, my cousin Leah, Raimi, Jamie. It was me and my brother, me and Poppy. Anthony, Danielle. I got two cousins named Leah. And then I got mad cousins in Philly too. You know what I'm saying? Mad cousins in Philly. Mad like hundreds. Literally hundreds. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's my family. That's how I came up in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? But things changed. So I just want to give y'all an insight on the type of, you know what I'm saying, lineage I came from. That has nothing to say about the growth in between that. So, you know, that's irrelevant, but I just want to give y'all some insight. So now, the story I wanted to talk to you about, I'll give y'all, was an experience I had. You know what I'm saying? It's an Elohim experience. Real Elohim experience. So this is what, 2017, right? So in 2013, 14, you know what I'm saying, I was really like, from 2010 to 2013 and 14, I was really going hard. Like on my meditations, you know what I'm saying, I would plant my feet in the dirt every day. You know what I'm saying, I was on alkaline everything, you know what I'm saying. I started my veganism back then, you know what I'm saying, like, I mean, yeah, I was just pretty much at that time I was high, you know what I'm saying, into that energy. So every morning going out on 2 acres that I had behind my house, raw woods, I would go out back there and I would meditate butt naked in the early morning sun. You know what I'm saying? I'm like getting all this positive energy, right? So I don't know, one day it was a thunderstorm that came. It was massive, you know what I'm saying? The thunderstorm was massive, you know, it was just busting rain everywhere. But amazingly, it was a complete circle around my house. Like I had a wraparound driveway around my house, and it's like in a country condo, you know what I'm saying? So it was a perfect circle around my house. Literally, when you get across the street, it's raining in dude's yard, you know what I'm saying? Like, but it wasn't raining in my yard. It was dry. I'd never seen nothing like this in my life. So I said, wow, I need to go take advantage. I'm about to meditate in this shit. This is crazy. This is some universal shit. I'm going to meditate in it. So I went and I'm meditating, you know what I'm saying, in the and this what's going on. Like I'm watching the rain. Like the wind is not even blowing the mist of the rain towards me, right? So I take my shoes off, I plant my feet in the dirt, I lock in, you know what I'm saying? I meditate. Boom. Literally, like instantly, like I went into like my astral plane essence. It was fast, it didn't take no time. Like it was like boom. And I rose, like I got like 300 feet tall. Like, and then as I was growing, I acquired armor and shit like that. And I was in an Elohim battle that was taking place. And the Elohims, they were the size of, average humans, but they were just muscular. But as far as to me, I couldn't really tell because I was 300 feet tall. So, hold on a second, excuse me. So, I got like 300 feet tall, and I'm like on this cloud level up there in the circle, and they banging with these things that look like it was like a cross between insect and reptiles, but it was like they had like spider legs type. It was like 6 legs, you know what I'm saying? But they had like and they had like the prongs coming out the side. Like these motherfuckers was vicious, right? So I see the whole picture fast. It's like my innate ability. So I was like, oh snap. And they looking at me like, whoa, like where this dude come from, you know what I'm saying? But they wasn't looking at me like in shock. They looking at me like, why am I there? Like why or how am I there with them at the moment? Like it was crazy feeling. Like they like, yo, what the fuck? Like almost thinking they was gonna have to fight me too, right? So I'm seeing what they was fighting, and it was like a portal that had opened. That shit was like, it had like fire orange coming out, and they was coming through that. I clapped it, boom, clapped it one time. Everything that was coming in just turned to ashes. And then I'm big, mind you, so I took my hand and I grabbed the portal and I closed it, snapped it. And you heard like this crackle sound. It was when I closed it with my hand, it was like, like almost like, it was almost like crunching electricity and breaking glass at the same time. That's what it sounded like to me, like electricity, like snapping and breaking glass at the same time. So when I grabbed it, it was like, it was crazy. And they looked at me like, and they were still in awe. We didn't have no conversation. There was no words said. Instantly, I shrunk back down to myself, right? And I'm like, whoa, it was crazy. Like I literally felt that. But the storm wasn't over. It was still raining when I came down. So I said, all right, something told me to stay in my meditation form. So I stayed in my meditation form. Instantly, I went right back up. But this time, when I went back up, I was the height and size of them. I just had armor plates on, you know what I'm saying? Like, I had unks on both sides of my chest, you know what I'm saying? I was in gold. I had this helmet on with wings on it, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was in full armor, you know what I'm saying? And crazy sword I had, like, crazy sword, yo. Like, I never forget what it looked like. And we was then it was like from, if I could say, if I'm the way I was sitting in the direction I was sitting, say I'm facing the south, so they were coming from I would say this would have to be the east or northeast, you know what I'm saying, direction. They were coming from that direction in the cloud, but I was actually facing that direction this time, as I still was in my meditation form facing the south, but my body up there was facing that way. So I seen them coming from like this long, dark cavern. It was like the cloud was like a hallway, a dark hallway, and they was coming down there. It was different set of entities, and they was coming in a horde. Like it was a bunch of them, and they was just running. And then my people's, the Elohim, you know what I'm saying? Like we looked like each other, but they was, you could tell like they was, I don't know, more crystalline. You know what I mean? More dominatic. And that's the only words I can ever come up with to explain it. Like, they were melanin, but they were dominatic and crystalline, like, you know what I'm saying? So, it was beautiful, you know what I mean? And they looked at me, and they gave me the facial expression like, well, shit, you here. If you're going to bang, let's do it. You know what I'm saying? So, we was going like, you know what I'm saying? Boom, going through one wave. Wow, taking out masses. We cleared them up in no time. Like, it was easy. You know what I'm saying? Like, light work. Went through, shut the portal in the dark, and boom. Now, during this time when it happened, instantly the rain stopped. Right at the end of, like right before the end of the battles, like a few of them left, the rain had stopped. Boom, I knew it. I just knew instantly the rain stopped. And like, boom, we took care of the rest of them. And then like we kind of congregated, you know what I'm saying, for a few seconds. There was no words said, you know what I'm saying, just facial expressions. Some of them looked at me like they knew who I was, but they didn't really care to talk, you know what I'm saying. And a couple females that was there, they looked like they recognized me, and they had terms of endearment, you know what I'm saying, like terms of endearment on their face, you know what I'm saying, like I like respect, like that's what's up, you know what I'm saying. And they left, and then there was one lady that stayed behind, or queen, you know what I'm saying, like I felt drawn to her, but it wasn't nothing like sexual, you know what I'm saying. It was just like I felt some type of unconditional love attraction, like a passion, like a great mother, like, you know what I'm saying, my second dimensional mother or something like that. But she was pristine, you know what I'm saying, like she was immaculate, you know what I'm saying. And she didn't want to leave. She looked at me like I came far fast, too fast, you know what I'm saying, because I don't know who she was. I didn't know who she was. I was just in my full energy. Like most people take the energy and they go the negative way. I had already vowed a long time ago, if I'm gonna go head first, because sometimes I fall around the ram, you know what I'm saying. So if I'm gonna go head first, then I'm gonna go head first with full acceptance, you know what I'm saying. I'm not gonna be headstrong, you know what I mean. So regardless of how it comes, I'm just gonna take it and eat that and bow down to it. So that's how it's been when I was going through those levels, you know what I mean. So it was like I got all the energy in pure acceptance without the information on actually who I was. I was just ready to do almost like, how you can say, a willing sacrifice for the right principle. You know what I'm saying? You dig me? A willing, because most people willingly sacrifice themselves for the wrong principle. You know what I'm saying? From being beat down, but I chose in this gradual growth to sacrifice myself for the right principle, regardless of what happened. And I didn't get the information of where I came from. Maybe it was a reason. So, and then like that term of endearment and unconditional love, after she was lagging behind, like, and she stood and we was looking at each other for a minute. And I was just like, word, that's what's up. It was respect, you know what I'm saying? And I felt the love. I just felt the love, man. I felt it. And I got emotional and I started crying, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't cry like boo-hoo, but when I was coming down, I was descending slow. And I seen my body come down. And I was still in my meditation state, but my body was descending down into me. And the tears was already coming down my face. I felt the water before my conscience came back into my body. So when that happened, it was just crazy, like, you know what I'm saying? And I just looked up when I got back to my body, and I noticed the clouds and the circle just dissipated, and it was beautiful. Like the skies and the stars were sparkling. It was sparkling, a beauty I ain't never seen. Like it was twinkling, like everything was twinkling, and I was so enlightened. Like I felt so great. And after that, I was able to, like, people who I'm connected to or I gain a connection with, you know what I mean? Because we have that respect for the universal womb and the life that we both share. When I have that respect with them, understand what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be a full connection. It just has to be a respect and an over-inner understanding. If we gain that, then at any given time, if you have a situation that needs to be focused on, I'm able to focus on you and where you are and send my astral plane to where you are if you're sick or something like that. And I can see the dark energies around you that's making you feel that way. And I'm able to move them away. You know what I'm saying? That's just one ability. And I haven't done it for many people. I just did it for a couple of close family members and never told them that I did it. You know what I'm saying? To help out. That's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I hope y'all enjoy story time. You know what I'm saying? Like, respect. I have plenty more stories, you know what I'm saying, in the physical that actually happened and I can explain. And I will get into them, you know what I'm saying, as we build a relationship, you know what I'm saying. And, you know, I think it's good that people get to know one another, you know what I'm saying, and have a respect for the way you perceive. So therefore, we can learn to love one another with that unconditional knowledge, because it's so hard to keep a connection when people just constantly bombard themselves with negative attributes. I love myself so much, so I'm willing to take the time with you and actually learn what you're about. You know what I mean? So with that being said, respect, unconditional love. Married upon self. Peace.